discipline. Discipline can come in all different kinds of forms. There can be strict disciplines, or there can be soft disciplines that are optional, depending on what the thing is that is the nature of the discipleship. So in terms of Christ, depending on what branch you go to, you might have some people that they're like, you better make sure you pray 3 to 5 times a day. You must get baptized. You better tithe. You better go serve the homeless at least once every week, every 2 weeks. And these things are musts. There's no option in it. It's, if you don't do it, you're kicked out, or you're annexed, or come back once you've got these things going on. Do you guys have any thoughts in the form of discipline? So as far as the way that discipline plays into discipleship, and whether it's discipline on the teacher's part, discipline on the student's part, or discipline that the teacher teaches the student. For example, were there any disciplines that you would say you received from your time being poured into that you then carried and taught to Riley, and Riley similarly, now that you're starting to kind of disciple others, do you notice that there are some things that you try and pass on in the form of disciplines or things that people can do to get them closer towards achieving the nature of their goal?
So, are you talking about disciplines in the form of actions that can be taken?
Yes.
Okay. Not as you're correcting bad behavior or something like that.
Right.
Or is that intertwined? Is that the same?
It can be.
Okay.
It would be a different discipline, but sure.
Okay. I think that's a big thing about discipleship that I think that a lot of in the church, a lot of people miss is calling out when somebody's doing something wrong, right? They're living in a way that they're not supposed to be living, and calling them out because people are afraid of being offensive to another person. And I think there's ways that we can go about doing it where, we're not just, we're not being judgmental and we're not condemning, but and I think it also depends on the relationship you have with the person, right? So it's not I don't want some random Joe Schmo coming up to me, telling me I need to stop doing this thing. Right. I'd rather have, my best friend come up to me and be doing it. Yeah, if it was coming from my best friend versus some random person, I would receive it a lot better. And so there's also different ways about doing it where it's, like I said, not judgmental or condemning, but in a corrective way, right? You're doing this thing wrong. This is what you should be doing. And I think that I work with children, and I have to do the same thing with them, where sometimes it's hard to remember to correct behavior rather than just telling them not to do something. So it's really easy to tell people not to do something. Yeah. But then you have to back that up by then telling the right thing to do.
Now that's an interesting point there.